yeah, so now we're back. Hey. So now this is what happened. So after chatting months and months and months and months of chatting, then he decided to come visit me in Lusaka, and we planned out everything of him coming. And honestly, he went through a lot just for him to come to Zambia to come see me. For the fact that his connecting flight when he got to Kenya was like delayed. After being delayed, it was cancelled that till the next day. So when he was in Kenya, he had to had to sleep at the hotel right there at the airport. Then the next day he had to now continue to start coming to me. And so for me, the next day I was so prepared. I had everything set. My house, like I said, it had no water. The little boy that used to help me and myself, we made sure that we got enough water. And of course, he knew about the water situation at my house, and however, yeah, he knew everything about my house. So the next day when he was coming, I made sure to put things in place, like prepare everything, when someone is coming who you love, like your better half, like you're getting ready. Yay, I'm so excited. Me, I don't have a car. So then I was like, I need to get a taxi, and I got a taxi in advance. And I spoke to this guy that I told the guy that I'm going to call you around this time so that you can pick me up. Then we go to the airport and pick up my boyfriend at the time. I was like, I'll pick me up. We go to the airport and pick up my boyfriend. So we did. Now look at what happened. Because of the flight that had been cancelled in Kenya the previous night. So the next day, when he was leaving Kenya to come to Zambia, to Lusaka, he had no reception. So there was no way he would have told me that actually their flight was now rescheduled and they were now leaving Kenya to come to Lusaka. So there was no way he would have done that. So I was there in Lusaka guessing if they had actually left and they were now on their way to Lusaka. I had no clue. I was there waiting, and I couldn't have left home to Lusaka West all the way to the airport to go and wait there, not knowing when he was going to show up, or if their flight was going to be rescheduled to that day or the next day. There was so many question marks. I was not sure, so I couldn't leave. I just had to stay home and wait until I heard from him. So then that day, all of a sudden, there was a phone call on my phone, and this was like a Zambian number. And I was like, I'm sure it's not him. These are just people. These are just the one who is calling me. Probably these are people who want to say, hey, Buana, whatever. So I picked up, and this guy is like, he introduces himself like, hello, madam, I'm from the airport. I work at the airport. There's a man here. He says that he's your boyfriend, and he's here at the airport. I was like, he's at the airport? Then he was like, yeah, he's here at the airport, and they just landed right now, so please be on your way, and he's waiting for you. Then he gave him his phone, and I heard him speak on the phone. I was like, oh my God, I can hear his voice through this Zambian line, like from a Zambian line. I was like, I'm coming, I'm on my way. And there I was. And you know how I went to the airport? I did not get on the taxi because the taxi guy was in town. So I was like, and Lusaka West, there are no taxis like nearby and all that stuff. I was like, here, bus. Got on the bus, and the bus, it took forever to get into town. But anyways, we got into town, and the taxi was already waiting for me there. Got on the taxi and started heading to the airport. As we were going to the airport, he called again. The guy from the airport called again saying, how far are you? Because, it's been long. I was like, I'm on my way. I come from Lusaka West, so I'm on my way. I'm almost there. We're coming. Then, yeah, we finally got to the airport, and driving in, when we were getting to the airport, I was like, it's so slow. I wish I can just, just get off this cab and start running, just running, looking for him. But anyways, I sat there. We got out. We got out of the taxi with the taxi guy. He was just waiting there. Then as I came out, just as I came out of the cab, I just came out like that, and I stood there trying to go in, and they're telling me that, you cannot go beyond this point because only travelers can go beyond this point. And as this man was talking like that, I see, I see my Nico, my baby, coming running towards me, and that's how I ran, and we met there. We met in the middle and we hugged. It was so magical. It was so magical. Like our meeting was like, it was a magical. But anyways, we got in the taxi. We were laughing. Of course, we put his luggage in the car, and we were laughing, talking. It was just amazing. It was just amazing. And yeah, so we were on the taxi and was showing him around Lusaka. By then it had become dark. Yeah, it had become dark. And that was like around January. It was a January. And the day, to be exact, it was like 14th January, some months ago. Yeah, like some years ago. Yeah, so we drove home. It was a long ride. And if I was in his shoes, driving in that road, when you leave Lusaka West Mungu Road, as you get to Lusaka West there, if I was in his shoes, I just met this lady who I've been talking to for a long time, and I'm with this cab driver because I wouldn't be sure like if they know each other or if they don't know each other. And Lusaka West has like trees everywhere. You are away from the city, there are no lights, it's dark, it's scary. But no, he was so comfortable, he was happy, he like put his life on the line just for me. Because thinking about it, if I was the one in his shoes in a different country, in such a place, trees, no lights, nothing, I only see these two people who I just met, and they are taking me to a house where I don't know. What if there are people that are waiting for me there and something bad could happen? Like, there are so many, things that you could think of, things that could go wrong and all that. But no, he was just happy that we were finally together, and there we were ready to begin our future together, and it was super amazing. And so we go to the house. As usual, there was no power, there was no electricity, it was blackout. But he loved my home. When you get there, it was like on a hill. It was fenced. It was beautiful, like amazing house. I really miss it. So, I really miss it. And I know when we go back to Zambia, we definitely go back to my house, the same house. Yeah. So that was how we met. And when we got to the apartment, there was no power, of course. When we got to the house, there was no electricity. But anyway, electricity was restored later on. And that's when, while we were chatting and trying to catch up and trying to talk and all that stuff, and he proposed. Yeah, he proposed. When you know what you want, you know what you want. And when you see what you want, you get what you want. You work towards it and you get it. And that's what he did. He saw what he wanted, he was happy, and he was like, baby, will you marry me? And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I was like, yes. Oh, and that's how he put a ring on it. And we got engaged. And for more, see you in the next diary session. So be kind, make good choices, and be careful out there. For now, peace.